Hi, I'm Leigh Brunellen, founder and lead clinician at the Natural Health Clinic in Victoria, Texas. There's a deadly crisis that is sweeping America. Most are unaware of the staggering magnitude of this killer. Still others scoff at the notion that this threat is a problem at all. According to American Medical Association records, this sinister and covert murderer takes an American life every 5 minutes. That means 12 lives every hour, 290 lives every day, 106,000 people gone year after year. No symptoms, no warning signs, no goodbyes to family. And if you're born after October 1945, you are at a severe and immediate risk. This is the part that will chill you to the bone. This heinous killer is operating with the full knowledge and approval of the United States government. To make matters worse, the government has told you loudly and repeatedly that it's safe to let this killer into your home. As a consequence, most people have no idea that this is responsible for such a massive amount of carnage. And yet, according to the U.S. Government Bureau of Statistics, yes, they're even tracking this killer. It is the fourth leading cause of all deaths in the United States. Fourth. More deadly than diabetes, pneumonia, pulmonary disease, accidents, automobile deaths, and scary black guns. Yes, even homicides. Incredibly, I'm talking about the most popular and commonly prescribed FDA-approved drugs. Medicine that is touted by your medical doctor, the news media, and your best friend as safe and doled out like candy from a Pez dispenser. 106,000 people per year dead. Gone forever. These deaths are not from experimental drugs, rare or unusual concoctions, supplements, treatments, or pills. They are common drugs, everyday pills used by millions of Americans every single day in properly prescribed doses. Some of them are even over the counter, and there's a good chance you have taken one this morning. Some naive individuals may ask, why would the government allow and even condone this? Consider this fact. In the last 5 years, the FDA has collected over $2.5 billion in direct payments from Bristol Myers Merck, Johnson & Johnson, GlaxoSmithKline, and Eli Lilly. These drugs were shot through the system, even though they were known to have dangerous and deadly side effects. Do you think this situation is going to change anytime soon? All you can do is protect yourself and try to protect your family. I'm here to make sure you and your spouse, your children, and your grandchildren don't fall victim to these deadly drugs. Imagine 1 minute you're reaching into your medicine cabinet for your doctor-prescribed daily dose, and the next minute, the paramedics are rushing you to the hospital, your loved one's left alone, in total shock. In the next few minutes, I'm going to count down the 7 deadliest drugs in the United States. Get ready, because when you hear the 7 names on this list, when you realize that you're just one pill away to an unspeakable tragedy, it's going to send shivers down your spine. Please make sure you carefully review this list before you take another pill, because deadly drug number 1, a small, innocent-looking pill taken by over, get this, 12 million Americans every day, increases your risk of death by 530%. Listen, there's something else I'm going to share with you today, something that could truly change your life. It isn't right to just warn you of the impending danger and doom you may be in. I will also give you an alternative, a solution that is safe and highly effective. I've spent the last 13 years conducting the most extraordinary medical breakthroughs available today. Results that medical doctors routinely proclaim are medically impossible occur in my office with frequency. This step-by-step process could instantly erase your need for FDA-approved drugs that kill. I'm talking about bona fide breakthroughs for diabetes, Alzheimer's, heart disease, acid reflux, high blood pressure, arthritis, stomach and intestinal problems, and even more than that. But make no mistake, this step-by-step program can relieve or completely end your current health problem. And in the process, helping improve everything from energy level, eyesight, body weight, blood sugar, hormone balance, memory, and even joint pain. This system is already proven, helping hundreds before you, and you need to know about these results today. For example, consider one of my clients, Karen McClung. She's a 64-year-old woman from San Antonio, Texas. When she was diagnosed with cancer at MD Anderson here in Houston for the second time, she knew that choosing standard cancer treatment would likely result in her death. She immediately began working with the natural health care professionals to help her body naturally deal with this breast cancer tumor. Today, some 14 years later, she is healthy, happy, and full of energy. By the way, here's what she had to say. I'm working with Labron, and his help in creating a healthy lifestyle has helped me to no longer be depressed and have a much healthier outlook on life. I also have a ton more energy, and I don't struggle for every breath anymore. And what about Laura Neal from Port Lavaca here in Texas? She had very elevated blood pressure and knew the incredible danger from the blood pressure medications. This is what she had to say after working with me for several months. I had to take my health into my own hands, change my lifestyle, eat right, and work with me because I wanted to resolve my blood pressure problems without drugs. My blood pressure began to go down with no side effects at all, except that I feel better and have plenty of energy, and I also look better and lost weight. Now, I'd call that good side effects. And finally, here's what Kimberly Brandt from Sandia, Texas said about her health concerns. Working with Labron has changed my life, and I truly believe it has kept me alive. Now, I have to say, that's a powerful statement. But she went on to say this. First, I drive over 2 hours to see Labron. I've been doing this for over 2 years. I no longer have to take allergy shots. My blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol are normal and have been for 2 years. I used to make this trip once a week and then twice a week, and now once a month. I have had 2 MDs tell me that what I was doing had greatly improved my health. Now, as you can see, the next few moments are really vital to your health, your safety, and your very life. So let's get started with number 7 on our list of the most deadly FDA-approved drugs. Now, you won't hear about natural, effective, step-by-step personalized programs like mine from the AMA or the FDA. No, they're far too busy pushing some of the most dangerous drugs on the planet, like number 7 on our list, chemotherapy drugs. One of the most common ones being tamoxifen. You know, chemo drugs are literally pure poison that ravages your body, killing healthy cells and creates all kinds of devastating effects, including secondary cancerous tumors and death. Diabetes prescription drugs, Actos, Avandia, Byetta, Metformin are number 7 of the most deadly, dangerous drugs. Actos is so dangerous that class action lawsuits have been brought against it, and even the FDA has finally issued a warning that it increased the risk of heart failure and bladder cancer. But does the FDA ban the drug? Well, of course not. Of course not. Sadly, people are too desperate to escape the reality of diabetes, that it's a self-induced through choice of food, that they're willing to swallow a poison pill from Big Pharma. Now, fortunately, there's an alternative to deadly diabetes drugs, one that's 200% more effective without the risk of dangerous side effects. With this remarkable system, you can defeat diabetes, and you can do it without risking your life. Imagine going from diabetic to completely healthy in 3 to 6 months. It can happen to you, and HA1Cs can prove it. Now, you know how arthritic pain just sucks the life right of you, from keeping activities like gardening, playing with your kids, grandkids, golfing, or even walking up a flight of stairs. Now, all that pain has caused millions of Americans to run into the deadly clutches of prescription drugs. This next class of drugs, known as nonsteroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, or NSAIDs, they include things like Motrin, Bextra, Maxoprexin, Celebrex. Those are number 5 on our most deadly 7. Now, the warning labels on the drugs, they say it all. Here it says, NSAIDs cause ulcers, bleeding, holes in the stomach or the intestine. These problems may develop at any time during treatment, may happen without any warning symptoms, and may cause death. NSAIDs, of course, don't stop with prescription drugs. They're also at your local grocery store with names like aspirin or Advil. Now, the thing is, NSAIDs do nothing to treat arthritis. They simply mask the pain while putting your life at risk. Now, this is perfect for the multinational pharmaceutical companies because once you start on NSAID painkillers, you become a lifelong customer, forever in need of their dangerous product. But there is an alternative. Imagine being on a program that literally makes you feel like you've rolled back the clock 25 years, makes your joints feel young, free, and lubricated. And the best part? You don't have to risk your health to do it. I know all of this sounds amazing, but none of it's new. In fact, the system I use today originated back in the early 1960s when a doctor named George Goodhart learned that the same organ reflexes used in medical devices such as EKG or EEG could be utilized to give information about the functional status of organ systems and glands. This system is backed by 50 years of research and clinical use. It's been used by tens of thousands of healthcare professionals, patients around the globe with great clinical success. For example, in one clinical study, arthritis patients at the end of the fourth week reported a 55% reduction in arthritis pain and a 133% increase in the ability to participate in recreational activity. This can add pain-free years to your life. Imagine doing all the things you love, doing them pain-free and without dangerous side effects. Alzheimer's reversed. Alzheimer's, the most common form of dementia, is an insidious disease sneaking up slowly, disguising itself as normal aging and forgetfulness, and then stealing away everything you hold dear. Roughly 5.2 million Americans have Alzheimer's, and half of the people 85 or older have the disease already. Fact is, if you live long enough, you're going to develop Alzheimer's. But you can slow down and even reverse the ravages of this disease. If your memory is slipping, if you're having trouble keeping things straight, you can restore your mental capacity in a remarkable way. Now, this brings us to Aricept 23, number 4 of our most commonly deadly drugs. Doctors Willishin and Schwartz had this to say about Aricept 23. There's no excuse for manipulating patients, desperate family members, and their doctors to use a product that is most likely to cause net harm. Side effects from Aricept include slow heartbeat, fainting, nausea, vomiting, gastrointestinal bleeding, stomach ulcers, and seizures. In other words, Aricept doesn't work well, if at all, and causes misery for people already suffering from dementia and Alzheimer's. I hope that you and your family don't get sucked into the mega corporation pharmaceutical profit trap, and quite frankly, there's no reason to. Let me caution you, though. If you're one of the 60 million Americans with high blood pressure, beware. You are a prime target for some of the worst drug in Big Pharma's arsenal. In fact, blood pressure drugs, including beta blockers, calcium channel blockers, and ACE inhibitors, are number 3 on our list of the most dangerous prescription drugs. Doctors prescribe blood pressure medications by the bucket load, and they are notorious for some nasty side effects, including dizziness, bleeding gums, severe gastrointestinal problems, fatigue, insomnia, impotence, depression, and worse. But if you think that that's bad, please listen to the red alert about America's most popular drug. A new study reveals cholesterol drugs increase diabetes risk by 50%. But that doesn't matter because drug companies sold roughly $14 billion in cholesterol-lowering statin drugs in 2009 alone, under the various names like Lipitor, Zocor, Baycol, Prevestatin, and Crestor. The problem is statin drugs, number 2 on our most dangerous drugs list, have a dark side. A dark side the big drug companies obviously don't want you to know about. Researchers at Harvard University determined that statin drugs increase the risk of diabetes by 50% in women over 45 years old. The risk of diabetes is so profound, Dr. Eric Topol, a top cardiologist and professor of genomics at Scripps Research Institute, warns us, We're overdosing on cholesterol-lowering statins, and the consequences could be sharp increase in the incidence of type 2 diabetes. And diabetes is only the tip of the iceberg. Statins' other frightening side effects include memory loss, acute kidney failure, and cataracts. One statin medication, Baycol, was even linked to 50 deaths. Why put yourself or a loved one at such extreme risk? It's so unnecessary. You see, although the drug companies won't tell you, there is an alternative to statin drugs. That means you and your loved ones can lower cholesterol and reduce the risk of heart attack and stroke without putting your life in jeopardy. Now get ready, because our number one most dangerous drug will shock and surprise you. Did you know that an innocent little sleeping pills may be as dangerous as smoking packs of cigarettes? It's true. A shocking report exposed a 5-fold higher death risk from Ambien, Lunesta, and Restoril. If you have trouble getting to sleep, or you wake up in the night and can't get back to sleep, I've got exciting news. Studies prove that sleep impacts longevity, memory, energy, and overall well-being. Good sleep is essential, but as you age, it's very hard to get. Unfortunately, millions of people resort to sleeping drugs like Ambien, Lunesta, Restoril, Sonata, and others. Not only are these drugs among the most widely prescribed, mainstream medicine doles them out like Halloween candy, but they are also among the most deadly, making them number one on our list of the most dangerous prescription drugs. How dangerous are they? According to a new study conducted by the Scripps Clinic, people who use sleeping pills have a 530% higher risk of death. They also have a 35% higher risk of cancer. Even people who are prescribed as few as 18 sleeping pills per year had a 350% higher death risk. We're not certain, but it looks like sleeping pills could be as risky as smoking cigarettes, states study leader Dr. Daniel Kripke, a professor at the University of California. It looks much more dangerous to take these pills than to treat insomnia another way. Fortunately, there is a better way to treat insomnia, a safe, natural way that can help you get sound, restful sleep. Imagine waking up each morning refreshed, energized, and ready to take on the day. As you age, your body begins to produce higher levels of a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol is secreted by your adrenal glands and involved in the regulation of blood pressure and blood sugar. The problem is too much cortisol can keep you up at night or cause you to wake up after a few hours of sleep. Imagine drinking a huge cup of coffee before bed. That's what's happening when our body produces too much cortisol. One of the benefits of a personalized one-on-one program is it will help to reduce the levels of cortisol in your body. Now listen, a good night's sleep is important at any age, obviously, but it's particularly important as you age. Now please understand, a personalized one-on-one health improvement program are underground health breakthroughs that mainstream medicine and the FDA won't tell you about. Most people wait until they've been drugged and cut and burned and nearly dead before they ever think to seek a safer, more natural approach to their health. In today's world, you need a support team of natural health experts on your side, a team that can help you sort through the lies and distortions of the drug companies and mainstream medicine. Working with me on a personalized, one-on-one total health restoration program does just that. If it were as easy as taking a supplement or two from your local grocery store or Whole Food store, or diffusing some amazing essential oil to get healthy, then everyone would be doing it and never have blood pressure, Alzheimer's, heart disease, arthritis, or sleeping problems. It's just not that simple. You need help, a guide for navigating through the murky waters of natural health care. I offer a one-of-a-kind resource. I provide you with information and education that has life-saving ability. That's why over 2,000 people just like you have already worked with me and are feeling and looking better and more pain-free than they ever thought possible. I will work with only the highest quality of people who are dedicated, committed, and ready to invest in themselves and their future. This type of person is what I call my dream client. Are you my dream client? If you are, then I will work personally with you, one-on-one, to design a total health restoration program that improves your specific health concerns and easily doubles your health in 10 months, all without the dangerous side effects or risking your life. Better yet, if after 6 weeks your symptoms haven't improved, I offer you my 100% money-back action takers guarantee. Now, how's that for confidence? Think you're the type of high-quality individual that's ready to work with me? I invite you to click on the link or the button below and start the application process. If I approve your application and I think you are a person I want to work with and can improve their health condition, I will have my staff contact you for an initial consultation. I'm Ray Brunellen, signing off and wishing you the best in health. I hope you make the cut.